guys, welcome back to my channel. It's NanaYaa Tresses here once again. So today we're talking about how to survive heat damage. Okay, so if you watch my previous video, one of my previous videos where I talked about, my birthday vlog, I did have a silk press done on my hair. And if you know anything about silk presses, you know that they do a number on your hair, especially if your hair is relaxed. I mean, relaxed, natural heat, excessive heat is not good for you anyway. So yes, even though aesthetically it was cute, and the way Accra was hot in March with everything going on, it didn't last. The style didn't last. So it's almost as if it was not even worth it. But it was my birthday, so I wanted to just do something cute. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, how do you survive a heat damage after you've gone through it? And before we get into it, if you're new and you don't know who I am, hi, I'm NanaYaa of NanaYaa Tresses, and you're welcome to my channel. We do like to talk about beauty in regards to hair, makeup, and skincare, as well as some self-development and femininity and lifestyle along the way. If this is something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button so that it lets me know that you enjoy more content like this. You can have some more coming right up. Okay, so how do you survive heat damage? Somebody be like, prevention is better than cure. I think the very first thing to say that don't put excessive heat on your hair. I mean, that goes without saying, but if you're like me, you've already done it. How do you get out of it? Number one, after you put the heat on your hair, you're more likely to see much more single strand knots, more tangling, more breakage, more shedding, a whole lot of mess. So the first thing to do is make sure that you first combat the shedding, because the shedding is the one where your hair comes out from your scalp, from the root. The entire hair comes out. So if you watch any of my videos where I talk about how to combat breakage, thinning, and shedding, you know that the first thing I'm going to advocate for you to do is to do a tea rinse. So you can do either a tea rinse or a coffee rinse. With a tea, the high caffeine content, the better, because it helps to slow down all that shed hairs. Like, where do you think you're going to stay with me? It also helps to regrow new hair follicles on your hair. So first, do a tea rinse. Like I always advise, a tea rinse sometimes does act like a protein treatment, so you will want to follow up with a very moisturizing deep conditioner after you do your tea rinse. Number two, a protein treatment, like a regular protein treatment. When you do put heat on your hair, you damage your hair. So in order to restore the cuticles of your hair and to rebuild and restructure your hair strands, one amazing thing you can do is to do a protein treatment. If you are protein sensitive, please do a very light protein treatment. If your hair is high porosity and you're not protein sensitive, you can do a light to hard protein treatment. So you can do anything from a simple egg mask, or you can also buy the store-bought versions like the ORS hair mayonnaise, the AfroG 2-step treatment, or the AfroG 2-minute reconstructive system. Whichever one works for you, just get some moisture, some protein back into your hair to rebuild your hair. As always, after you put a protein in your hair, please fill up with a moisturizing deep conditioning step to make sure that it balances it out, or else everything you've done is going to be cause 90, just not going to be helpful. Okay, number three is to trim your hair. So yes, whenever you do put heat on your hair, you're more likely to select some split ends, single strand knots, and your idea is maybe I can save it, maybe I should just do, add a dash of magic. No, you have to cut those ends off. Especially at the ends, they normally take the full force of the heat and they cannot survive it. So you have to cut them off. It hurts, especially if you're like me and then during your silk press you did get a haircut and now you're seeing more single strand knots and split ends, and it means you have to cut your hair again, and it sucks. Consequences, guys. But then it's better to cut it off now than to wait for the damage to travel up your hair and you're like, why didn't I do this earlier? Why didn't I just listen to NanaYaa? So please listen to me. You're all listening to me, right? I'm also listening to me. Please make sure you cut off the damaged ends. Cut it off. You don't have to do a full-on haircut, but make sure you trim it off. You can go and do a light dusting, or you can get a full trim. Either ways, the most important thing is to get the dead hair out of you. Number four is to make sure that you stay on top of protecting your ends. What do I mean by protecting your ends? So kind of like what I have done right now. Make sure that you're doing things where your hair, the ends of your hair are tucked away. Don't follow me and leave these ones to struggle in their life. Like they also have to be tucked away too. But then for aesthetics, we highlight them for the video. After they're going back into the bun. But yes, make sure you're protecting your ends at all costs. So you can start to either do a protective style where your hair, the ends of your hair are like tucked, whether it's a wig or a weave or braids, anything to make sure that the ends of your hair are not exposed to the atmosphere, to random things rubbing against each other. Whether it's a bun, a low manipulative style, make sure that your ends of your hair are tucked, so you're not exposed to more damage and having you to cut them often. Okay, so number 5, moisturize and seal. This is very important. You have to make sure you're back on your moisturizing and sealing game. You have to go back to the basics. Moisturize and seal your hair. Make sure that you are nurturing your hair back to health. I should have said this when I was talking about the protein treatment, but you also have to deep condition. This I think number 6. Deep condition your hair. That way you're going to restore some of the health back into your hair. And number 7, lucky number 7, leave your hair alone. I know that is very tempting to think that this is a time for you to explore the styles underneath the sun, but no, pick one, stick to it, and leave your hair alone for it to regain all the strength that has been lost during the silk press that you damaged your hair. Leave your hair alone and your hair is going to come back in full force and healthy. So these are my tips for how to survive. Oh, I forgot, please don't dye your hair or don't do any strict chemical process. So if you straighten your hair, please give yourself at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks space. If you are due for a relaxer touch-up, at least give yourself an extra week or 2 to make sure you do all the protein treatments and restructure your hair back before you get the relaxer done. Also, if you want to color your hair, I don't think this is the best time to do that. Nurture your hair back to health, and then you can come back to the drawing board and decide whether really dyeing your hair is a good idea. Okay, so that's how to survive heat damage. And as a preventive measure, next time please make sure that you put a heat protectant on your hair whenever you are doing any form of heat styling. Sometimes they do add it, but because they don't want it to weigh the hair down, they use a little. If you are watching this, please insist next time, note to self, insist next time for a proper heat protectant. So these are my tips. I think these are like 8 or 9. I don't know. I'm going to just leave them on the screen as you go along. Make sure you subscribe for more available and more amazing content like this. As always, NanaYaa Tresses, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay. Oh, just a little FYI. Now, if you've been following me for some time, you realize that we have a new filming schedule. New videos drop every Tuesday and every Thursday. Tuesdays for the random girl talk, could be about femininity, about random things we want to discuss, our rants, our little girl talk Tuesdays. And then Thursdays are for trust Thursdays, when we talk about hair related issues and how to grow our hair long, strong and healthy. Let me know if there are more topics you'd like me to cover in the comment section. As always, NanaYaa Tresses, and I'll see you in my next video. Be sure to follow me on social media, which is going to be provided right here. Subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.